and welcome. I'm Joy Scola and I'm with Jeremy Devens.
Hello.
We are going to show you the basics of Acro Yoga, starting with the base. All about that base. We're going to break it down so you as the base know exactly what to do in your body and what your responsibilities are. We'll go ahead and start with some stretches, conditioning, and then get right into it. So we can come into a figure 4 shape while sitting up. If this is still too tight for you, you can always put a blanket or a pillow underneath your hips, flexing that foot back nice and strong. And then we're going to sit up, bring those arms up. Exhale, we're going to reach our right hand to our left foot while reaching our left arm back. And then inhale, reaching back, place your right arm behind you onto the ground. And then send your hips straight up, pushing into your feet and into your knee. And then exhale, setting your hips back down, sweeping across, reaching for that foot. Notice where you're at each time if it allows you to get a little bit deeper. Inhaling to extend. Exhale, set those hips back down, reaching across. We're going to do this one more time. Inhale up. This is one of my favorite first thing in the morning stretches, just to get everything going. Perfect. And then we'll go and sit up.
Yeah, that's great.
And switch the other side. Thanks. Tucking that foot in. I like to square the hips off, keeping that SI nice and safe. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, left hand reaches over to the right. Again, notice where that first reach lands. Inhale, set that left hand back. Hips reach up, arch back, move your head drops. Exhale, sitting down, sweep across. Did you get a little bit further that time? Inhale. Exhale. Hello, snap, crackle, pop. So body's moving. I swear this is not my first time doing yoga today. Inhale up. And the last time, exhale, set it down, reaching through. Nice. And we'll go ahead and sit up. And then taking our legs straight, we're actually going to turn to face each other. We'll go ahead and do a little partner stretch. So the base, it's really crucial for you to have great hamstring flexibility and strength. You really need that to be able to support your flyer. So you're going to come toe to toe with your partner. And then depending on how much space you have in your hamstrings and in your back, you might want to grab for fingertips only or finger pads. You don't want to dig your fingernails into your partner. So you want to have like a nice grip in the pads of the fingers. And then inhale, lifting the chest. If you feel like you have a lot more room here, you can always reach for the wrists, taking that kind of acrobatic grip. You're pretty flexible. Jeremy is a yoga instructor. So we're both going to sit up nice and tall, pulling the shoulders back. And we're going to start with one leg at a time. So I'm going to tap the side that we're going to start with since his left is my right. So we're going to push that foot straight up. Hamstring feel good?
Yeah.
If this is like, whoa, then you just stay here, breathe, maybe go back to your finger pad grip. But if you're able to, if this feels pretty comfortable, then we're going to take that other leg up to meet the other one straight up. Inhale, pull the chest through, shoulders down, nice. Feels so good to have something kind of pushing back while extending. You can even play with like kind of flexing those toes or pointing. Like, can you like hug? Like,
interlace toes.
like some flexible toes. Yeah, I got some yogi toes, like holding hands. Okay, sorry. So inhale here. And then nice and slow. Exhale, we're going to go halfway.
Okay.
Stay balanced. Take your legs to the outside of the arms. Push, push, push. Back up. Nice. And we might hit the wall here.
All right.
Nice. We did, but that's okay. Boom. Perfect. And then inhale nice and tall. And then the base is going to exhale, hinge forward at the hips. And then I'm just going to lay back. I can either go into a back bend. Is that okay, Jeremy?
Yep.
Or I can round through the front. Always checking in with your partner. Beautiful.
Could people bend their knees with this if they're a little tight?
Oh, yes,
or
totally.
Should they just do less?
You could probably do less, bend your knees. I'm all about bending your knees if that's too intense, or taking that a little bit less wide.
Do you want me to go further back?
Yeah, whatever feels good for you.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Okay.
I said, did my stretches this morning. That's good.
Okay.
So it's important to know your body's limit, your own body's edge.
Then I can round or lift the heart here.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, see what feels good in your body. And then on our next inhale, we'll slowly sit up. Perfect. And then release, and we'll go ahead and bend the knees first, and then pull your feet in. Do a nice little squeeze. Awesome. So now let's get to basing. So the base, you are mostly going to be basing L-shaped acro. I-shaped is when the base is standing and the flyer is on the base's hands. L-shaped, the base is on their back. Go ahead and back. So a big common thing that I see with bases is when they go to lay back, they don't create any space for their flyer to step in. So you want to bend your knees and bring your heels as close to your bottom as possible. Perfect. So that gives the flyer a chance to be able to step in. Before I get onto the feet, we're just going to kind of go over the alignment. So once I'm on his feet and we're in the air, go ahead and lift up your feet for me, straight up. He's going to bring his legs to 90 or as much as is possible. So go ahead and bend your knees for me, Jeremy. If you have to bend your knees due to the hamstring, you're just going to make sure that those ankles stay right over the hip bones. And then eventually you'll be able to work towards straightening them out. And it's always easier when the flyer's on your feet to actually like lift and straighten your legs. Go ahead and set those back down. Thank you. And then with the arms, we're going to go ahead and bring those straight up. Typically, as the base, your hands will be flat, fingers facing outward. We're never going to grip or interlock our fingers because if we fall, that could potentially twist or break a phalange. So that's why the bases is always to the side. You'll find out why and where my hands come in later. But a lot of, a big common mistake that I see with first-time base is that they tend to round their shoulders upward when really you want to try and pinch your shoulder blades behind your back and plug your shoulders into the earth. So that way, say we start to tip, you actually have those shoulder points as though they were your feet kind of grounded into the ground, and it keeps you from rolling. Go ahead and roll your shoulders up for me. Say you have your shoulders rolled, then that just allows everything to go any way. You're just a rocking horse at that point and you will probably fall. So it's really important to go from rounded to actually like pinching as though you're trying to hold a pencil with your shoulder blades behind your back and then extend through the heels / butt of the palm.
It's like a bench press for guys that
bench
press kind of. Your shoulders plugged in.
Yes, yeah. There you go. Yes, shoulders definitely plugged in, and then you're squeezing your core. So you want to pull your navel towards your spine, and then press your sacrum, your low back and hips into the earth, and that's going to give you a lot of the stability for when you come up. Yay! Okay, so I think we're ready to lift. So as a base, it is your responsibility to hold and keep your flyer up no matter what. If you drop your flyer, if your flyer falls, that's on you as a base. You should always be there, be under them, ready to catch them. Obviously things happen, but that is your role as a base. I should be able to get on his feet and just kind of like freak out, and he should be able to just keep me up there and stable. So this is going to really help build up your stability, like your stabilizer strength, which helps with the flexibility and all that jazz.
Yeah.
Yay. Okay, so now when it's time for the flyer to approach, the base is going to bring their knees into their belly, lifting their feet up. And then so now that creates all that space for me to actually step in really close. So we want to take the balls of the feet and then place them right on the hip bone of the flyer, keeping the feet parallel and about hip distance apart. So now as the base, he's actually pushing a little bit into my hips, and like if I weren't pushing back, I would fall over. So I'm pressing into him and he's pressing into me. If he didn't have anything there, I would just collapse on him. Yep, just like that. So he's active now. Now I have given myself up to the base. I'm not in control other than staying as tight and still as possible until he tells me or until I know it's time to transition into a new pose. So since his fingers are out to the side, my fingers are always forward. That way we don't interlock. He's not going to reach up and grab me. I'm not going to reach down and grab for him. It's all in the legs. So I'm just going to keep my hands straight out. He's going to keep his hands straight up. And do you know ski slopes?
Maybe.
So we're gonna like feel out and calibrate each other's weight. He's just gonna rock me into his space by bending his knees a little bit more. So you're gonna almost like we're gonna go up and then push me back out. Nice, and then don't push too far because then you can fall backwards. So as the base, you have to really feel for your flyer. Perfect. One more time. Nice. And then this time we're gonna go up. So he's going to flex his toes towards his face and then press up through the heels simultaneously and straighten the legs. Nice. Go ahead and keep your knees a little bit bent for me just to mimic. Yeah. So say you don't have that hamstring flexibility to go all the way straight. Ankles are stacked over hips. And now we're going to work out how to really lengthen and strengthen those hamstrings. So he's going to squat me down towards his stomach. And then press back up, extend through the heels as much as possible. Push, 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 push. And then bend. And we'll do that 2 more times. And then up, up, up. Push through the heels. Really reach as much as you can while flexing those toes back. And then squat. Nice. And then back up. Beautiful. So that should help to warm up and loosen the hamstrings. And then for us to actually be able to let go of each other's hands, again, it's his responsibility to balance me. As a flyer, you stay still, you stay tight, you stay light. So in order for him to be able to balance me, he has to do what's called giving gas or like giving less gas with his toes. So go ahead and really flex your toes down towards your face. See how that tips me towards him? And then go ahead and point your toes up. That lifts me away. And then giving that little point up through the toes actually gives my torso the support I need to maybe let go of one hand and then the other. His hands are always at the ready just in case I feel like I need to reach for something, but we never freak out and we never just like collapse or make a move without telling our base. So if our base is getting tired, he will signify down. If I'm getting tired, I will signify down, or I'll say hands please, and we'll make sure that everything is connected. And then when we're ready to come down, he pushes his arms up while bending his knees to set me towards the earth. I put my foot down and we release. Nice. Yay. Like that's it, right?
Yeah, that's great.
That's awesome. Okay. So eventually you should be able to get to the point where your hamstrings are fully straight and vertical, and then we could work on getting to like the single leg holds and stuff like that. So please stay tuned for tomorrow, because we are going to talk about flyer, all the responsibilities and requirements a flyer needs to fly. So thank you so much for following along. Be sure to check out Jeremy Devens. He has a YouTube channel, plus teacher training, plus an astrology mentorship course. Yeah. He's a rock star. I love Jeremy. You know him from past videos. A few of you requested him back. So here he is.
Yeah, thank you. My pleasure.
Yay, thank you. Okay, well, have a beautiful day. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, Jeremy.
All right.